I think there are 2 points that I want to make. One is that the issue shouldn't be the GST per se, but the total package. And this is the position the Democrats took in 1998, 99. The GST is inevitably regressive because low-income earners spend more of their income than high-income earners do. High-income earners save a fair bit and they send their kids to private schools, they put them, they use private hospitals and so on. They don't pay the same amount of GST that somebody who is, just a low-income earner spending pretty well everything they earn will be paying a higher percentage of their income. So there's nothing you can really do to stop that, but it can be cancelled out by progressive compensation package. And that was the view the Democrats took in 1998-99. It's worth remembering that people keep saying that the Democrats made Howard take food out of the GST. No, they didn't. That was Howard government's own choice. The Democrats said you have to make this package fairer. One way of doing it is to take fresh food out of it, because we know that poorer people spend a higher percentage of their income on fresh food than rich people do, because rich people eat out more. But that was not the only way of doing it. It could have been done through tax cuts, making the tax cuts loaded to favour low-income earners, making the increased welfare payments more generous. But I think it's important to keep that in mind, rather than have opposition to a higher GST per se, because it does have a lot of good economic arguments for it. It's the total package that matters and where people come out and the bottom line. Secondly, I think we mustn't miss the opportunity to clean up some of the rorts in the income tax system. Exhibit A is myself. I've retired from the age at the end of 2013, and I now find I pay no tax. Why? Because the Howard government's reforms in 2006 mean that if you're living off your superannuation, which you are if you're in my position, you don't pay tax. And it's ridiculous that I don't pay tax when people who are out there on much lower incomes than me, struggling to raise a family, have to pay tax. I think the superannuation rorts need to be tackled lock, stock and barrel, and there's a lot of money which could be gained to pay for tax cuts in the tax scales, cuts in the tax rates, increases in the tax thresholds, coming just out of cleaning up superannuation. Negative gearing in my view, has done more damage to Australia than any other tax break we've ever had. It basically means that other taxpayers subsidise aspiring landlords to buy more houses that would otherwise be built by families owning their own house. It means that you are turning lower income earners and younger people into being renters rather than owners, which I think is awfully regressive, and it means that housing has become ridiculously expensive in Australia relative to incomes. And there's just nothing to be said for it, and I think if we don't succeed in getting rid of negative gearing, even acknowledging that it's going to be you may have to grandfather it, you may have to say it doesn't apply to existing houses because there are 1.5 million negatively geared landlords now, since we've let this tax break go on so long. Thank you, Paul Keating and Peter Costello. But if we can do that, if we can just grandfather existing houses and prevent it applying to any new ones, that will have been a hugely important reform for the future. Capital gains, again, I think we need to get some sort of progress on capital gains. The 50% tax break is, at the very least, extremely large, at the extremely generous end of the range in terms of what other countries do. You could either limit the application of the capital gains tax to things which are actually producing something worthwhile for the economy, but that's a hard thing to determine, or more likely I can't see them actually getting rid of it, but even if we could get that reduced to a 25% tax break, it would be quite an achievement. And then there's the trusts one, and as I've mentioned, that's proved pretty hard in the past, and but it shouldn't be there. There's no logical reason why trusts should be taxed at a lower rate than companies, and maybe that can be, if that can be wrapped into the company tax reforms, that would be extremely good.